Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about archery hacks. Those are creative solutions to common archery problems. And to kick things off, we have one of my favorite archery hacks, which is Teflon tape. This stuff is sold in hardware stores in the plumbing section. It's really handy to have in an archery repair kit and just have it at home because you'll end up needing it eventually in your archery career. How I like to use it is anything that has threads on your bow. If it's like a plunger that's coming loose or stabilizer weight that is always rattling loose, what you can do is you can wrap the Teflon tape around those threads and then screw it back in, and the Teflon tape will secure that connection, and it's a non-permanent, non-destructive way to secure threads and not have to worry about them coming loose again. So it's not like a Loctite or something like that where if you wanted to take it an item off your bow again, it would be a fight. This stuff, it comes right back out just easy. Another use for it is with nocks. So if you're using an aftermarket nock for your arrows, sometimes the fit isn't quite right. Sometimes they're a little loose. So what you can do is you can put some Teflon tape over the top of the arrow shaft, and then when you go to insert the nock, the Teflon tape will take up all that extra space, and then you just can trim off the extra Teflon tape, and now you have a really secure connection between your arrow shaft and your nock. Now, arrow lube is a great accessory to have in your quiver all the time, especially when you're shooting these foam bales. But let's say you forgot your arrow lube at home, if you're traveling for a tournament or something like that. An alternative you can use is a bar of soap, as well as Armor All, like the stuff you use to clean the interior of your car, works really well as an arrow lube. And just to kind of show you an example, this arrow that has fletchings is just regular Woody's arrow lube. So we'll see how easy that is to pull. Super easy, of course. And this one has, I rubbed it with a bar of soap before I shot it, and pretty easy as well. You know, not as good as arrow lube, but way easier than no arrow lube at all. Okay, so let's say you're at the range and you forgot your pen, but you want to keep score that day. An easy way to do that is to use an arrow tip to keep score in that upper corner where you would normally write a score on a target. And what you're going to do is you're going to put one dot for every end, and then every dot after that first dot that just marks the end, it's going to be 1 point that you dropped. So in this example, we have a 28, so we would have 3 dots here. 1 to mark the end, 2 to mark the 2 points off the 30. And this works great for indoor scoring, not as great for outdoor scoring where you might have more points dropped, but it's a great improvised thing, and it's much faster than using an app or something like that. So if you just want to keep score really quickly, this is a great way to do it. If you're shooting an aluminum carbon arrow like this or an aluminum arrow, what you can do to check the straightness of your arrow is you can spin it on your hand. So that point is just resting on my palm like this. I have the arrow shaft in between my thumb and index finger, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spin it and balance it at the same time. And what you're feeling for is wobbles, and you might see archers doing this on the way back from the target. Just spin it like that. Another way you can spin an arrow is have your left hand here, point goes to that palm, and then your thumb and your index finger kind of create a little cradle like this, and that's where the arrow shaft is going to lay. So you're holding it like this, and then what you want to do is you want to pick out one vein and align it where it's kind of pointing up toward that way, and then you want to get pretty close to it, and you want to blow and direct your breath straight onto that vein, just like that. And by spinning it like that, if there was a bend in that arrow, it would be wobbling like crazy as it spinned. For our final archery hack of the video, I swapped bows. I have my compound bow out because for this hack you need a bow that has a long stabilizer on it. And what this is going to be is an improvised bow stand. What you can do is you can take an arrow that you didn't shoot that end, and you could use it to prop your bow up when you're not shooting. And so you'll just rest the bow straight up like this, and then your spare arrow will go underneath where your sight is, and then it props the bow up just like that. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed these archery hacks. I'm Scott with Archery 360. We'll see you on the next video.